Hello everyone. If you are a CA, a law student, or just someone trying to make sense of their taxes, you have likely heard the big news. After 64 years, the Income Tax Act of 1961 is finally replaced. I am Shubham Bhandari and I have spent the last few years living and breathing tax law, both as a CA and as a lawyer. It's a massive transition from 819 sections in the Income Tax Act of 1961 to 536 sections in the Income Tax Act of 2075. But the big question is, does this actually make our lives easier, or is it just a new set of rules to learn? In this video, I am breaking down the 7 major changes you need to be ready for in this act. So, the first major change is the tax year concept introduced by Section 3 of Income Tax Act of 2025. First up, let's kill the confusion. There was a heavy confusion in the minds of taxpayers and also the students of the previous year versus the assessment year. Honestly, even for experts, explaining this to the client was always a core. The 2025 Act under Section 3 just gets rid of it. From now on, we are going to use a single term, that's tax year. It's from 1st April of a year to 31st March of the next year. So the period the first period that would be covered by the tax year Income Tax Act of 2025 would be 1st April 2026 to 31st March 2027. If you have earned in that window, that's your tax year. It's one less of headache for everyone. Change number 2 would be the cleanup. It is all about tidying up. In the erstwhile act, we had nearly 819 sections, and that was just a repetitive jargon. The new act cuts down that to nearly 536 sections. So they have slashed the number of sections, the provisos, the confusing part of if, and, or, but clauses from over 1200 down to around 200. If you have ever felt like the tax law was written just to be confusing, this is a massive change and massive win for us. The change number 3 would be sequential numbering. It's a game changer for students and practitioners. So we are moving away from the alphabet based cluster, that is no more of section 80C, 80D, 80E or in sections 10, 10A, 10A. So the new act uses a sequential numbering system. So it's a logical, clean, and it makes cross-referencing so much faster. So it's a total UI upgrade for the tax code. The fourth change would be virtual digital assets introduced by section 288 of the Income Tax Act 2025. For years, crypto and non-fungible token, also referred to as NFT taxation, was a grey area. The 2025 Act under section 288 explicitly defines virtual digital assets. By bringing them into the heart of the Act, the government has removed the guesswork. If you are trading digital assets, the rules are now more clear and locked in. The fifth major change would be consolidation of TDS sections, that is section 393. If you have ever accidentally filed TDS under the wrong subsection, you are going to love section 393. Before this, TDS was scattered among section 192 to section 195, that is 192, 194A, C, 194I. It was a completely mess. But now, section 393 brings all those TDS rules under one roof. The rates haven't changed, but finding the rule just has got a whole lot faster. The sixth major change would be the real benefit, that is in terms of allowances. This is where it matters the most, that is in our pockets. They have finally updated allowances that felt stuck in the 60s. For example, the children education allowances have jumped from measly rupees 100 per month per child to nearly 3,000 per month per child. Plus, HRA rules for cities like Bangalore, Ahmedabad and Pune are also now crystal clear because they have also been upgraded into the list of metro cities. It feels like the law is finally catching up with the today's reality. The seventh major change would be PAN and digital integration. So it's finally a smart compliance move. So the 2025 Act balances strict enforcement on high value transaction with relaxed disclosure for everyday low value interactions. We are seeking a deeper AI driven risk assessment and faceless procedures, which means less paperwork for the small guy and more integrity for the big system. Before I go, remember the new tax regime is now the default tax regime. So if you don't choose otherwise, you are basically in the new tax regime. So the new tax regime has the exemption of 12 lakh rupees. So definitely run your numbers before you commit. Which of the changes you are more excited about or may even be a little worried about? Please drop a comment below. So I really will want to know on what you think about the Income Tax Act of 2025. So thank you all for watching the video. In the next upcoming videos, I will bring more insights to the Income Tax Act 2025 and also discuss about the recent case laws, the more important that have a significant impact on us. So thank you. See you in the next video.